What's going on, guys? Seancutshair back with another video. And guys, this video is a taper on my dude Marcus. Another quarantine cut. He hasn't had a cut for 2 months. Again, guys, I filmed all these first tutorials all the first day back. So these are all my first haircuts in 2 whole months. So hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. You already know. But let's get right to it. Alright guys, I know you see my man here with the hobbit hair looking crazy after quarantine. So we're going to go right in and get started on this cut. Guys, I'm cutting with the grain with the number 5 guard. And I know that's an interesting technique. A white guy with some wave texture, and it's a little bit different, but if you guys watched my video before, you see that he prefers that look on top rather than coming in with shears and cutting the top. So we did a 5 with the grain. Now we're doing a 4 against the grain to go ahead and set up our side. And you guys are going to see me switch clippers in a second. And I can't really tell you what's going on with my Babyliss Fx, but they're just cutting a little bit funny. They had set for 2 months, and this was one of the first haircuts I did with them. So you guys see me switch to my seniors, but still a number 4. We're cutting it all down on the sides before we go in and do our taper. And we're going to do a high taper, so we're going to start with our Slimline Pros. We're going to go straight from his C-cup, or we're going to take that all the way straight back to his ear. Then we'll bald out on the hair on the side, and you guys can see the only difficulty really with the mask is getting that hair on the sideburn and getting the edge up around the ear. So not too much trouble, but it's definitely been a learning curve. But after a week now, a week or 2, I'm feeling much more comfortable. So we did our bald guideline, we went in underneath that with the shaver. Now we're doing our open section with our Wahl Seniors. And I want you guys to pay close attention in this video. When we're doing bulk and we're doing large areas, we got the clipper going all over the place. But watch how much when we start to do the fade, how small our actual motion is. So our guidelines are going to be about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. But when we go in to work on that guideline, I want you guys to pay attention to how much little we're using the corner, and we're really just attacking the one spot that we want to get. So we did an open one. Now I'm going in with the corner of my closed one, and you guys see I'm just really going after that line. And then even more fine-tuned with the half guard to get anything that's left. So I think a lot of the problem with a lot of beginner barbers that struggle so much with getting a clean fade is that they're really doing too much. So you guys really want to limit where that clipper is going, because the more it's all over the place, the more your fade's going to be all over the place. So there we did a 2 closed. You guys know we go up into the 4 with the 2 closed, and now we're taking a 1.5 just in the area that we want to lighten and lightening that up. Of course, sometimes I won't take it off. And I also notice when I do a high taper, I come in after I build my layers and start to kind of work that bald line higher. So once it's there, I'll work the 1 and the closed 1 and the half guard and back to my open clipper to kind of raise the light spot of the taper. But you know we want to maintain it dark when we do a high taper. So we're going to go in and edge up this side, and then we'll move on to the other side. You guys know we're going to time lapse that, so you guys follow along, see if you can see what I mean on how precise we're being, and I'll catch back up on the taper. I want you guys to pay attention right there. Look how small that stroke is with the clipper closed and now with it half open. We're literally only hitting that one area that we want to hit. Once you start getting outside of that, you know, if you have a closed clipper, it's real sharp. You get up inside of that and you're trying to be precise and you make a stroke way too big, you really just messed up that fade. So I want you guys to really pay attention to how precise we're being, and I hope that that can help you guys come out with some blurrier fades. Alright guys, we're going to move on to the back taper now. Of course, I'm going to go in with my foreguard and start to blend into the top. I'm actually going to fade the back down before I go in and start my ball guideline. So that was a 4, this is a 3. We're going to work straight below where the 4 is, coming up off the head into the 4. Then we'll work our way with a 2 and set up our bottom for our taper. So you guys know I like to always kind of work my fade steps from bald to a 2. So that's what we're doing here. We started with the 4, we faded down. You guys can see you don't see any guidelines. Now we come in with the 2 and we're just connecting to the 3 and the 4 above that. And then we'll have a perfect spot underneath that to do our taper. And you guys look at his neck. It's absolutely crazy. Pretty difficult to taper. You just have to work it kind of slowly but surely, it'll come together. So we did our bald guideline. We're going to go ahead and bald all that out, come in with our shaver, and then we'll work our way up. Alright, so of course we'll come in. This is the Wahl Cordless Senior. We'll come in with our open section, take it up about 3/4 of an inch. And again guys, just pay attention to how precise we're putting in that line. And then when we start to work it out, we're just going to work this section into thirds. So I'm going to bump the line up with the clipper closed very precisely. Just bump it up about a third of that section. Then we'll open it halfway and take the next line out. The last part guys is really just playing it by ear, kind of trial by error, especially with somebody like him with dark texture. You saw all the swirls on his neck. So really we're just looking at a spot. We'll start with it open, we'll go after that spot a little bit. If that doesn't get it, I'll close it up a little bit until I get that dark spot to go away. Because everybody's hair grows different, everybody's texture is different. You're going to get a lot of dark patches. You guys are going to see a real bad dark patch here in a second. But once you establish your guideline, then work your steps up. There's going to be some spots left. You just want to play it safe and start long and then shorten it up until it goes away. So we're taking our 1 open now. We're going up 1 more step. Remember we had a 2 above this, so we're pretty close to blending in. We did our 1 open all the way across. Now we'll come in with it closed and start to work that guideline out. So if you guys saw, we just did the 1 guard open. We took the closed almost up to that open line, and that left us just a dark line underneath that, and the half guard will take that out. And of course guys, after the half guard, sometimes you're gonna have to go back to your open clipper when you see some spots. You guys can see his texture, it's really dark, he's got some dark spots, so I'm gonna work my way back through this at the end and clean it up and make sure that, you know, I'm happy with it before we move on. So now we're with the 2 just to blend back into the 2 that we originally put. And you know, sometimes you don't go that low. We're gonna do the taper, we're gonna cut that hair off. So I go back with my 2 to make sure that everything is a 2. And before I move on to the 1.5 guard, which you can see here, and we're just gonna work those spots out. So you guys see right where I just went across, super dark spot. It's kind of on both sides. And that's just under his occipital. So we're just gonna work at that. You guys see, we'll go back to the 1 guard and work it till we're happy with how it looks. Just gonna go in, clean up the sides a little bit where it connects to the top with some shear over comb. I did cut the top a little bit guys with the technique with clipper over finger. I want to show you guys how to do that, but it was off camera. So next time I do that on a haircut, I'll make sure I explain to you guys how to hold that, how it works, and why I use it. But we cleaned up the top. Now we're gonna clean up the connection to the top. We left his front hairline. He likes it pretty cleaned up and straight across, but not too blunt. So we're just gonna go across and clean this up, and then we'll be just about done. We'll add some product and get it styled, and you guys can check out the end result. I'm gonna apply some 245 indestructible clay. I'm just gonna work it in really well and then kind of scrunch the hair with my fingers to bring that texture back out. He's got a really cool curly wavy texture, and then we'll be done. You guys can check it out. All right guys, so there's the before. You guys saw him with the Hobbit hair. He was feeling real rough, and so he definitely was feeling himself after the cut. And there it is. I hope you guys liked it. Smash that like button if you like this video, guys. We're pushing fast, guys. We're pushing 4,000, then on to 5,000. I'm gonna give away that power mat. So you guys keep showing love, keep subscribing, share this with your friends. But I appreciate all you guys watching, and I'll catch you next time. Guys, make sure you click right here to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to see some more content, check out that video up there. If you guys want to see my newest upload, it's right here.